was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap, but it's nice.
My name is Yonela Nkota. I'm a grade 11 student from Dr. Nelson Khayelitsha Mandela High School, and I'm doing accounting. Residentially, I live in an Unati location.
My name is Pakazi Wright. I live here in Trust Road. I'm doing grade 11 in Mandela High.
I'm Ondela Ninzi, a grade 11 student from Dr. Nelson Mandela High. I'm doing commerce and I'm 17 years old.
My name is Vyokazi Mzukwa. I'm from Delft. I'm a grade 11 learner in Dr. Nelson Mandela High.
My name is Alicia Yuhu, but I'm staying in Valapi. So I was a domestic worker, so I don't work anymore.
Pregnancy, like recently now, pregnancy has become a high rate in our area because most of all you'll find that in high school many learners are being pregnant with unplanned pregnancies, which means that they are not being taught on sexual activities because learners today indulge themselves in sexual activities without being aware of what the consequences might be, and they end up being pregnant with unplanned pregnancies, which gives a bad reputation to other schools. Taking an example from my school has about 50% of pregnant learners doing from grade 8 up to grade 11, and that is a bad reputation for my school. This means that it has now become a fashion for youngsters to be pregnant because they think that being pregnant will make your boyfriend to stay with you, and that your boyfriend being pregnant means that you are married to your boyfriend. And now many other young ladies want also to be pregnant because they see other people being pregnant and think that this is a good thing to do, whereas it is not. So learners now, they don't think before they do. They just do without knowing what the consequences might be. So I think that learners should be taught on methods on how to prevent from being sexually active.
We should blame the learners for getting pregnant. Why? Because government has put teachers to educate us about choices. So they should make the right choices. It's for their future.
I agree with you. They should make their choices, but then they must also be aware of what the consequences might be. Taking an example that many learners are pregnant with unplanned pregnancies. Hence, I say this is because they are being given methods to prevent unplanned pregnancy, such as contraceptions and abstinence, condoms. So why should learners not use condom when they are being sexually active?
That's what I mean, because remember the 5 Ps. Proper preparations prevents poor performance. What I mean is that before a learner get herself in sexual activities, she or he should go to the clinic for contraceptives.
Due to the fact that the pregnancy has become in a high rate in our area, young ladies end up doing illegal abortions, and that results to young people being dead or putting their lives into danger. Taking an example of a story of a young woman who did an illegal abortion, and she did the baby, but unfortunately the baby didn't die. During the conceiving time, the lady died and the baby was born being disabled. So this is a story that learners, when they want to do abortion, they mustn't do illegal abortion because we have been given a right to do abortion by the government. So why should a person do an illegal abortion whereas there is hospitals to do illegal?
Yes, abortion is not an option because if you have abortion, I'm gonna get pregnant from my first child. Maybe they rape me. Maybe they rape me. I'm getting pregnant. I'm gonna make an abortion. What if I'm going to make an abortion? Tomorrow I get married. That man, you want me. You want children from me. Ne? Then, after that, the doctor say, you, Lily, of Alicia, you can't get children anymore. And then what?
People do abortion on purposes. For instance, you do abortion, maybe you come from a poor background, and you know that if you keep the pregnancy, then your parents won't be able to afford to buy the baby stuffs. So by that, but then still,
the thing is,
you can take your child to
your mother and your father is behind you. You will survive with your child.
But what if I'm still a learner from a school, then I become pregnant? That means then my education has to stop. So
your education will never stop.
Why?
Because why? You give birth. Give your child
to a social worker.
No, not social workers, because your mother and your father, your sisters, brothers.
But then that means
is behind
you won't attend
You
school
will
regularly.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Exactly.
What if that child is your first and last child?
That's what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I did.
And listen, a child is a precious gift from God.
Oh,
What if you are poor? What if that child was going to bring change to your family? Maybe he or she will be a president or a CEO of a big business.
But then it's all about your future. If you're still a student, you become pregnant.
You think
What
that
about
time,
your future?
That is
why
why
didn't you
before
think
having-
the first time in your future,
We are all people.
before you sleep with that man?
Okay, let me tell you, we are all people. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes, and we also learn from
So
our
why you will
mistakes.
punish
So,
that child?
so my future is important to me, and nobody can tell me what to do. I know my pros and cons. I know my morals. I know my values. So I'll do what I think is best for me.
But what if your parents say, no, you must keep the child, and you say, or you don't even tell your parents you are pregnant, you just go and make an abortion?
I won't even tell my parents because I know my parents how they are, and I know how they're gonna react to my being pregnant. So why would I tell them? That is also why we end up doing abortions, because sometimes we are scared to tell our parents that we are pregnant because we are afraid what they might react, because our parents put their hopes on us, thinking that we'll bring a better situation for them. So by being pregnant, then our parents will be disappointed, and we'll be scared to tell our parents that we are pregnant. So we end up doing abortion, and we think that abortion is the best solution.
But remember, that child is innocent.
Exactly.
So he or she shouldn't pay for your actions.
What if your boyfriend dumps you? Then you are being pregnant. You did have sex together. You enjoyed it. But then the next thing, the consequences come out, and you say I'm pregnant. Then your boyfriend will dump you, and you're gonna say that no, you are pregnant. I'm gonna find someone better than you.
Even your boyfriend walk with the other person or for other lady in the street in front of you, at least you have your pride.
But you will be depressed.
Let me relate
You
you
will.
Let me
have
relate you
no
to a very
man.
sad story of a grade 11 learner in 2008 in US Lebanon High.
Yes.
She was pregnant. She had a very bright future. And then she decided to have an illegal abortion. 5 hours later, she was found in the toilet full of blood. She was dead.
Why should a person do an illegal abortion, whereas there are hospitals to do abortion?
But why must you punish that child you carrying?
You don't
You
punish
didn't
the
ask
child.
him.
You not
You do punish him.
No.
Because why you? Because it's murder you are doing.
I did an abortion because I didn't have the money to raise my child. So I take a decision to make abortion.
What was your reason you don't have money?
I did a sex without condom. Then I go to clinic. They said I'm pregnant. I told my parents. They say I must do abortion there, and then I did it. I was so scared because I did the abortion at home with stamata. My mom gave me a stamata and said I must drink it. Then I drank.
A lot of it.
Yes,
And what happened after that?
I was bleeding.
Were you scared?
Yes, I was very scared.
So, don't you feel bad about doing an abortion, or how do you feel about it now?
I feel. But abortion is wrong. It's not right.
Now, I think abortion it is a bad thing to do because many people lose their loved one because of abortion. Abortion is not 100%. And you can't kill an innocent child without a reason. It is not a reason that you don't have the money or your mother is not allowing you to bring a baby. I think now, if you are pregnant, there are social grants now. Government is giving grant to us to support our babies. But I'm not saying it is the right thing to do to be pregnant when you are young. But you can't kill a child because of money. I think there are social workers. If you don't want that child, you have give a birth and give it to an adoption, for instance.
You will never suffer with your child. If you are eating dry bread, of sugar water, of water at night, and you go and sleep, you will never do it
My
with your child.
parents can't support me and my child.
I was pregnant last year, and then my boyfriend told me to do an abortion. But I told myself, why? And then he told me that if I don't do the abortion, he will not support the child. And then I kept the child, and then he's 1 year, 5 months now, and then he dumped me just like that. So what I say is that don't kill an innocent child because everything happens for a reason.
For a reason. Even your mother also chase you away. You keep your child. Don't make an abortion because it's very wrong. That is an innocent child in your stomach. That child he know nothing.
But what if you are being raped? Then you become pregnant
you
after
are
a rape.
raped, keep the child, my
Then
friend.
your child will be labeled as a child
You
of
keep
rape.
that child. You give birth to that child.
Yes.
My friend. You give that child to maybe other persons. There is lot of women who can't give birth to children.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
They are married for 20, 30 years. They can't give birth. You see what I mean? They want so desperately a child. Give their child away. Then their child will come and look for his mother and his father. Maybe God will spare you like that. No, the mother's still alive. You don't know most the father because you was raped most.
Yes, right.
Then
But then every time you look at that child,
he will come one day. Then he come. You say, okay. Then the child will come. My mother, you have a lot of questions, most. Why you give me away, my mother? Then you will give him. You know, my child, I was raped. I don't know your father. I was walking maybe in that street.
Yes.
And there by the toilets of there, wherever. You get me, your father raped me. I don't know your father's name. I don't even know how he look.
But
Then you will understand. You didn't kill him.
But
I
would prefer to do an abortion than to give my child away because I'll know that my child is still alive somewhere. But then by doing abortion, I'll know that my child doesn't breathe. My child is no more. So I prefer to do an abortion than to do adoption.
There is people who's gonna love him, even if you don't love him.
Yes,
there
but
is
then
people
you
who's
will
gonna
think that
love him.
okay, maybe what if the parents that you give the adoption to will abuse your child? Then you think maybe my child is not happy where he is now.
Stupid.
What?
You're gonna shoot most for abortion. You're not gonna take the first paper you get and sign. You're gonna choose most who's the best couple in.
But then some couples can discuss and pretend to be
search?
loving.
They don't gonna give love to your child, ne?
Yes.
You
But
will
won't
never
be there to
also
witness
get love
that.
to him.
You won't be
At
there
least
to
there
witness
is someone
that.
who's gonna love to him. Because why? Even if it's a little bit of love, they're gonna give him. Because
What if
you
they
gonna
will
see
torture your child? What if they will torture your child?
Do you love your child?
Yes.
Why abort him if you love him?
Wait.
Listen,
That's why I say
ready.
I prefer. That's why I say I prefer adopt. I prefer to abort the child than to give my child away, because if I abort the child, then that means that I know my child is dead. My child doesn't breathe. But then if I give the child to adoption, then that means that I won't know if my child is happy where he is now.
Killing your own blood. Oh, please, there are thousands of couples who are struggling to get children. Come on. If it was me, I wouldn't do abortion. Abortion is murder. It is a sin. You are not different from stabbing someone or shooting someone.
That's why it is better to do abortion earlier, because the child in the stomach won't be created at that time. So that's why it is always advisable to do an abortion earlier than later.
Oh, please. I wouldn't even try to do abortion. I wouldn't.
Why?
I would stick with my child through thick and thin.
I think that the government should also promote more programs on sexual awareness, so that children today must know that what they do, and they must also be acknowledged about what they are being involved into. So I think that the government should promote more sexual awareness activities, so that young people could not become pregnant at an early age. And because there are so many there's so many ways to prevent unplanned pregnancies, such as contraceptive or using condom. But then I always advise young people that the best method to prevent a pregnancy is abstinence. They must also abstain. So by creating more awareness program, the government will be eliminating the high rate of unplanned pregnancies, so that at the end of the day we could all be good assets for our countries and become what we want to become in future.
I use a condom every time because I know the consequences of having unprotected sex.
I learn from my mistakes.
My dream is to become a chartered accountant.
My dream is to be a social worker.
My dream is to become a big, successful businesswoman.
My dream is to be an auditor.
I want to become a psychologist.
I just want to work for my child, really.
You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.